Welcome to Hired in IT. Our mission is simple: help you build the skills that employers actually want. Whether you're trying to land your first IT job, switch careers, earn a promotion, or increase your salary, we're here to help. Every video is thoroughly researched and designed to make complex IT topics easy to understand. If there's an IT topic you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below. We may turn your suggestion into our next video. Turning IT knowledge into career opportunities. 2 SOC analysts apply for the same role. Similar certifications, similar experience. One resume says, team player with excellent communication skills. The other says, led daily shift handoff briefings for a 6-person SOC team, improving incident continuity between shifts and reducing missed escalations. Which candidate gave the recruiter more evidence? That's the problem with soft skills on most IT resumes. Anyone can write, team player, problem solver, great communicator, detail-oriented. Those are claims. In this video, you're going to learn how to turn those claims into evidence using real accomplishments from your IT experience. Technical skills may qualify you for an IT role. But think about what happens during a major outage. Someone has to troubleshoot the technology. Someone also has to explain the impact to management, coordinate networking, security, applications, and vendors, make decisions with incomplete information, document what happened, and keep everyone moving toward resolution. That's communication, collaboration, problem-solving, adaptability, leadership. These are also skills you'll frequently see reflected in IT job descriptions. But here's the important part. Don't simply copy those words into your resume. When an employer asks for collaboration, ask yourself, when did I coordinate with other teams to solve a problem? When they ask for communication, when did I explain something technical to users, management, or executives? When they ask for leadership, when did I take ownership, influence a decision, mentor someone, or move a project forward? As more technical work becomes AI-assisted and automated, these human capabilities remain an important part of how IT professionals create value. Your job on the resume is to prove when you've demonstrated them. Here's where many IT professionals get stuck. You know you've communicated, collaborated, solved problems, adapted under pressure, and even demonstrated leadership. But when it's time to write the resume, all of that experience gets reduced to team player, problem solver, excellent communicator. The experience isn't the problem. The translation is. Imagine you coordinated networking, security, and application teams during a production migration. You could write, strong collaboration skills. Or you could write, coordinated production migration activities across networking, security, and application teams, resolving dependencies before cutover. The first version describes a personality trait. The second describes evidence. And that leads to the most important rule in this entire video: proof over labels. From this point forward, remember one rule: proof over labels. Don't tell me you're a problem solver. Show me the problem you solved. Don't tell me you're a leader. Show me what you led. Don't tell me you're a great communicator. Show me who you communicated with, what you explained, and what happened as a result. A soft skill adjective asks the recruiter to believe you. A strong accomplishment gives them evidence. That's the shift we're going to make throughout this video. The difference between a label and a proven skill is night and day. On the left, excellent communication skills. That means 0 to a recruiter. On the right, the same candidate translated technical upgrade documentation into step-by-step user guides for over 500 non-technical employees, and help desk tickets dropped by 25%. Same person, same skill. One version just proves it. That's the shift you're making. Here's the framework that fixes a resume overnight. CAR. C is challenge, a real problem you faced. A is action, what you specifically did, powered by a soft skill like communication or initiative. R is result, the measurable impact. Challenge, action, result. That sequence turns team player into, I led daily stand-ups between 3 teams, cutting outage response time by 20%. You're not claiming soft skills anymore, you're proving them. Let's apply it right now. Step 1. Pick a real challenge, like when your network team and cloud team weren't talking and outages kept happening. Step 2. Describe what you did using verbs that signal a soft skill. You facilitated daily stand-ups. Step 3. Nail a number. Downtime incidents dropped by 35%. That bullet proves communication, initiative, and problem-solving all at once. Do this for every major win on your resume. Pop quiz. Which bullet proves collaboration? A. Worked well in a team environment. Or B. Co-led a cross-team migration project, coordinating with network and security groups, completing the project 2 weeks ahead of schedule. Pause for a second and spot the difference. Got it? It's B. A is just a wish. B is a story with teams, actions, and a deadline slashed. That's what proof looks like. Even a frontline help desk role can prove soft skills with hard numbers. Before, provided good customer service, completely invisible. After, resolved 90% of level 1 tickets on first contact, earning a 4.8 out of 5 customer satisfaction score over 6 months. That one bullet proves empathy, communication, and calm under pressure, all at once. Frontline numbers win. Resume space is limited. So ask whether a line like, team player, hard worker, excellent communicator, is really earning its place. Now compare that with, created step-by-step upgrade guides for more than 500 employees, reducing upgrade-related help desk tickets by 25%. That one accomplishment demonstrates communication, documentation, initiative, and user awareness without explicitly naming any of them. That's the goal. Don't use valuable resume space describing the kind of employee you believe you are. Use it showing what you've actually done. Here's what that looks like for a cloud engineer. On the left, you're telling me you're a problem solver. On the right, you're showing me. You ripped apart a Kubernetes crash loop, figured out it was a memory misconfiguration, and cut deployment failures by 60%. One version gets a yawn. The other proves critical thinking in a language every hiring manager understands. Numbers. Let that sink in for a second. That one bullet didn't just prove technical muscle, it proved you can spot a problem, think critically about the root cause, and take the initiative to fix it. 3 soft skills, 1 line. That's the multiplier effect of writing proof instead of adjectives. Security hiring managers have zero patience for detail-oriented. They need someone who won't miss the indicator in a sea of alerts. Here's a bullet that lands. Reduced false positives by 30% by fine-tuning CM correlation rules. That's not just detail. It's precision that saved the SOC 10 analyst hours every week. You've now proven you understand the pain of alert fatigue and you fixed it. So where should soft skills actually appear? Mostly inside your accomplishments. Your technical skills section is valuable space for searchable technologies and capabilities. Azure, AWS, Python, PowerShell, Terraform, Microsoft Sentinel, VMware. Then let your experience bullets demonstrate the human skills. Instead of putting communication in your skills section, write presented Azure migration architecture and risk analysis to executive leadership, securing approval for the production migration. That proves communication, technical judgment, and influence in context. Your resume doesn't need a list telling employers you have soft skills. Your accomplishments should make that obvious. Your resume has 2 audiences you need to think about. The first may be software used to parse, search, organize, or filter applications. The second is the recruiter or hiring manager, deciding whether your experience is relevant. Those audiences don't necessarily look for the same things. Automated systems benefit from clear, recognizable terminology that matches the role when it's truthful. Humans need context. They want to understand. What did you do? How much responsibility did you have? And what happened because of your work? So don't write your resume only for an algorithm, and don't ignore keyword alignment either. Write for relevance first, then prove that relevance with accomplishments. Here's a better way to think about resume screening. Suppose the job description asks for Azure, Terraform, cloud migration, collaboration with networking and security teams, Those are relevant terms you should naturally include if they accurately describe your experience. That helps make the connection between your background and the role obvious. But then a human reads, Azure, Terraform, Team Player. That tells them almost nothing. Now compare. Coordinated an Azure migration with networking and security teams, using Terraform to standardize infrastructure deployment, and completing production cutover ahead of schedule. Now you've combined technical relevance with evidence. Keywords help establish relevance. Accomplishments explain why that relevance matters. Strong action verbs aren't magic ATS passwords. Their real value is showing what you actually did. Led suggests ownership and leadership. Coordinated can demonstrate collaboration. Resolved shows problem-solving. Presented can demonstrate communication. Mentored shows leadership and development. Facilitated can demonstrate cross-team coordination. Automated shows initiative and technical improvement. Improved focuses attention on results. The verb should accurately describe your role. Don't upgrade helped with to led just because it sounds stronger. Strong resume writing is specific. It isn't exaggerated. Here's how to tailor a bullet without turning your resume into keyword soup. Suppose the job description says, experience collaborating with networking and security teams during cloud migrations. And that's something you've actually done. A weak approach is stuffing those exact words into a skills section. Collaboration, networking, security, cloud migration. Instead, show the experience. Coordinated Azure migration activities with networking and security teams, resolving connectivity dependencies before production cutover. Now the relevant language appears naturally because it's describing real work. That's the goal of keyword alignment. Use the employer's terminology when it truthfully matches your experience. Don't force keywords into sentences where they don't belong. You don't need to rebuild your resume from scratch for every application. Start with the job posting. Highlight the soft skills and behaviors the employer actually mentions. Maybe it's collaboration, communication, self-direction, problem-solving. Then search your experience for evidence. If they want a self-starter, don't write self-starter. Show initiative. Initiated and led a documentation overhaul that standardized onboarding procedures for the help desk. If they want communication, presented migration risks and recommendations to executive leadership before production approval. The job posting tells you what matters. Your accomplishments provide the proof. Numbers are powerful, but not every strong accomplishment needs a percentage. Think of resume evidence in 3 levels. Best case, action plus scope plus measurable result. Automated account provisioning for 400 users, reducing average setup time from 30 minutes to 5. But maybe you don't have a clean metric. Then use an observable outcome. Presented disaster recovery recommendations to executive leadership and secured approval for a new recovery strategy. Still strong. Or quantify the scope. Supported Microsoft 365 services for 200 employees across multiple departments. You can also show frequency, complexity, team size, budget, systems, locations, or project scale. Never invent a percentage because you think every bullet needs a number. Quantify when you can. Show scope and outcomes when you can't. Let's look at another IT role. Suppose you're a system administrator. Writing. Adaptable and able to work under pressure doesn't prove much. Instead, coordinated emergency failover of critical virtual machines during a host failure, working with networking and application teams to restore affected services within the recovery window. Notice what that bullet demonstrates without explicitly saying it. Adaptability, communication, collaboration, problem-solving, and composure under pressure. You don't need to write, I work well under pressure. Describe what you actually did when the pressure arrived. Here's another example, and this one doesn't need a percentage. Weak. Excellent communication and teamwork skills. Now, coordinated firewall and routing changes with security, server, and application teams during a data center migration, validating connectivity before production cutover. There's no 40% improvement. No dramatic cost savings. And that's completely fine. The scope provides the evidence. Multiple technical teams, production infrastructure, a migration, a successful validation before cutover. That's why you should never invent a metric just because you think every resume bullet needs a number. Sometimes the scale and complexity of the responsibility tell the story. Now let's move outside the purely technical roles. Suppose you're an IT project manager. Weak. Strong leader with excellent organizational skills. Instead, led weekly implementation meetings across infrastructure, security, applications, and vendor teams, tracking dependencies and escalating blockers through production launch. You just demonstrated leadership without writing the word leadership. You demonstrated organization without writing highly organized. You demonstrated communication without writing excellent communicator. That's the pattern I want you to recognize. The strongest soft skills on a resume are often the ones you never explicitly name. The accomplishment proves them for you. Here's a much better way to use AI for your resume. Don't start by asking it to write. Ask it to interview you. Use a prompt like this. Help me turn one of my real IT accomplishments into a resume bullet. Ask me one question at a time. Identify the challenge, what I personally did, the technologies involved, the scope of my responsibility, and the outcome. Ask whether I have measurable results, but do not invent numbers if I don't. Once you have enough information, create 3 concise resume bullets using the CAR framework. Do not add achievements or responsibilities I didn't provide. Now, AI isn't inventing your career. It's helping you remember and structure it. That's a much better use of the technology. Let's see the difference. If you give AI almost no information, you might get utilize strong communication skills to collaborate with stakeholders and ensure successful project delivery. It sounds polished. It says almost nothing. Now imagine AI interviewed you first and discovered that you led weekly migration meetings, worked with networking, security, and application teams, documented technical decisions, and helped keep the production cutover on schedule. Now the bullet becomes led weekly cross-team migration meetings with networking, security, and application teams, documenting technical decisions and coordinating dependencies through production cutover. That's better because the input was better. AI didn't create the accomplishment. It helped you communicate a real one. Before you keep a resume bullet, give it this 5-second test. Can I identify what you did? Can I tell what you personally owned? Can I understand the scope? Can I see an outcome or impact? And does the bullet help demonstrate something the target employer actually wants? If the answer is yes, you're probably showing evidence. If the bullet could appear unchanged on 10,000 other resumes, it's probably still too generic. Your goal isn't to sound impressive, it's to make your contribution easy to understand. Here's your assignment. Open your resume and spend 20 minutes on 3 steps. Step 1. Find vague labels such as team player, hard worker, great communicator, detail-oriented, problem solver. Step 2. For each one, find a real experience that demonstrates it. Use CAR, challenge, action, result. If you have a metric, use it. If you don't, show scope, complexity, or an observable outcome. Step 3. Compare your strongest bullets with the job posting. Make sure relevant technologies, responsibilities, and behaviors appear naturally where they accurately describe your experience. 20 minutes won't create experience you don't have. But it can turn experience that's currently hidden behind vague language into evidence a recruiter can actually evaluate. Once you've applied this approach to your resume, the next question is, where does your resume fit into your broader IT career plan? Because a stronger resume helps communicate the skills you already have, but you still need to know which technical skills, certifications, projects, and experiences to build next. That's why I've created a free IT career roadmap. It helps you map out the skills, certifications, projects, and resume strategy that align with your target role, whether you're working toward help desk, systems administration, cybersecurity, cloud engineering, or another IT career path. You'll find the roadmap in the description. Use what you learned today to strengthen your resume. Then use the roadmap to decide what you're building toward next. Remember, don't tell employers you're a problem solver. Show them the problem you solved. Don't tell them you're a leader. Show them what you led. Don't tell them you're a great communicator. Show them who you communicated with and what happened as a result. Technical skills tell employers what you know. Your accomplishments show them what you can do with what you know. That's the difference between listing soft skills and proving them. Thanks for watching Hired in IT, where we're turning IT knowledge into career opportunities.